Hello, and thanks for joining me on this episode of Simply Saturday, where I get to show you a card that is fast and easy to make. My name is Julie, and this is Stamp with Julie Baum. So I've recently been doing lots of projects with this amazingly adorable, very cute suite of products. There is paper, there's a stamp set, there's a coordinating bear punch, which I have to go pull from my shelf. But here's the thing. I just did a workshop last night and it kind of wasn't fair because I did show a project using some of these products, but I had to make them promise that they would absolutely not fall in love with this until November. So this was going to definitely not be their first purchase, but perhaps their next purchase come November. So currently our website is showing that the stamp set and punch and also the suite of products will be back the week of November 6th. So this particular video is dropping just before that, about a week or so before the 6th, a couple days out. So if you love these products, which I really think that you're going to, make sure that you go to my online store on November 6th and see if these are able to be purchased. I'm going to grab that bear punch, and I do have a current host code. This is the code good through the end of October. So if you do stop by my online store to purchase some products, that'll be the code that you enter. I'm going to put this information below the video down in the drop-down box, and you'll be able to find it again later as well. Okay, here is that cute bear punch. All right, so for this card, I'm starting with a piece of designer series paper that is 5.5 inches by 11.25, and we're going to do 3 score marks, 3 score lines. And I am using the larger end of the two-sided stylus so that I don't tear my paper when I do my scoring. So we're going to score this at 1 inch, at 4 inches, and at 7 inches. All right, and this piece of paper is from A Walk in the Forest is the name of this paper. So there is some other paper that coordinates with the bear stuff also, but this one is called A Walk in the Forest. Okay, so we're gonna do our folds, and let me get a bone folder so we can burnish these folds, make them nice and crisp. Okay, so I'm gonna fold this and this way. See, we're gonna get a little peek of the back side of the paper there. I love that. And this. All right, so you've got the folds that go, this first one folds over, so the back of the paper peeks out, and then these fold like this. Okay, so that's the base of the card actually, which is kind of interesting because a lot of times we put our DSP on a base of cardstock, but this is a card made out of a designer series paper base. All right, so I'm going to put a little bit of liquid adhesive here just to seal that flap shut. And then we'll talk about the other little pieces of paper that you're going to need to complete this fast and easy card. All right, so you're going to need a piece of colored cardstock that coordinates with the paper that you've selected. So in my case, I'm using Pretty Peacock. This combination has been really popular. My customers are really liking it. It's very Christmassy, but it's not the kind of traditional colors of Christmas. It could also be wintry if you wanted to use this anytime in the winter, not necessarily Christmas. So I have a piece of my colored cardstock here, and it measures 2 3/4 by 5 1/4 inches. And I have a piece of white cardstock that is 2.5 by 5. This is going to go on here and get attached to the inside of the card, but I'm going to do a teeny bit of stamping on this white piece, just a few little snowflakes. So I've got Balmy Blue here and the snowflake, the small snowflake stamp from that set. And I'm going to stamp off the edge, so I'm going to tuck a scrap under here. All right, just a couple snowflakes. Let's do a lighter one. and maybe another lighter one. Let's throw a light one in up here since I only did that at the bottom. Let's do one here and there. Okay, so now this piece just has a little bit of decoration on it, and it's going to get attached to my cardstock. And then this piece becomes a panel inside our card. So this is going to go right here, which is kind of fun because when this card is shut, it doesn't show. And then when you open it, kind of like an accordion or a pull out, then it reveals that panel. So let's go ahead and attach this piece. All right, so I want it close to that crease, but I don't want it to impede the folding. Okay, there we go. All right, now we just need to do some decorations. So the first thing that I'm going to do is stamp a bear just on a scrap of white. Keeping in mind that the bear punch is in this direction when you're holding it upside down so you can see what you're doing. So I'm going to stamp my bear here on the paper so that I can slide it in this way and punch out my bear. All right, so there's the bear. Then I'm going to pull my Pretty Peacock ink pad and the little scarf, which is so cute. Let's put a scarf on the bear's neck. Too cute. All right. From here, we're just going to slide that image into our bear punch, line it up, and punch that out. All right, so we've got that little element. Then ahead of time, I went ahead and punched 2 circles. This one is Pretty Peacock, and I used our kind of our newest circle punch, the 2 3/8. This is available currently as a bundle in the Circle Sayings. So it's Circle Sayings bundle. It's the stamp set and this punch. Then I grabbed a smaller circle punch. This is a 2-inch, which right this second, I'm not sure if a 2-inch punch is in the online exclusives. It might be, but otherwise you just need a smaller circle than this one, and you may even have a die that works to cut out that circle. So that's going to go there. I'm going to stamp Warm Wishes in Pretty Peacock right here on my circle. And let's add a few little snowflakes to that as well. Now this is very similar to the project that I demoed at my home workshop last night that everybody went crazy for. So if you were there and you already did fall in love with these products, this is kind of a fun thing to see a different project made with the same items. All right, so I'm stamping some of those off so that I get a lighter version of Balmy Blue. Okay, let's glue our circles together. And then we can decorate the front of the card. So you can figure out your placement based on whatever you used to decorate, or perhaps what size your circle was. So I'm going to try to put my circle on, and I also want the bear to fit. This might be a little big, but I think we're going to be okay. Ah, super cute. Okay, so what I'm going to do is put this on nice and flat, just with my liquid glue. I do have to kind of go high and way over to the left to make sure that I leave room for my bear. And then on the back of the bear, I'm going to add just a couple of Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to use the minis for this. I'll show you why. I want all of my bear to be popped up and not to have any sinking areas. So I like the minis on the bear because I can put one right here at the head, one down here at the lowest point of one of the paws, the back paw, one on the back side of the bear, and one in the middle. I could put one here. I don't think it's necessary. I think these two and this one are going to anchor it just fine. So it's up to you. If you think it needs that sixth one, of course, throw it on there. All right, just removing the backings of those dimensionals. And then our little bear can go in place just kind of a little bit over the circle, but not hanging over the edge of this fold, like so. All right, now there's a couple things we could do to finish this. Let me show you what some of those ideas are. We could use some twine. This is actually Tahitian tied, but it's blue and white. It really goes kind of nicely. So that's an option. We could also use some of these adhesive backed glitter sequins, which are gorgeous, but they are not available until the following week in November. So some of these super, super popular items, you really need to check on the first day of that week that Stampin' Up! Is saying that they're coming back in, because sometimes they sell out immediately. So it is a great practice to kind of put that on your calendar and be watching for when these come back in stock. Okay, this has some of the silver ones, or the white or silver, and then there's also some blue ones here. Super pretty. So if I wanted to use the twine, I think, let's just do it. Let's just do it. So I'm going to tie this into a bow. You know, when we're embellishing, sometimes you don't want to stop too short. So let's add a twine bow and some little sparkle gems. All right, so I'm going to just attach this with a glue dot. And in this instance, I'm going to just pick it off the roll with my take your pick tool and kind of ball it up like that. I don't know if you can see. Okay. Oh yeah, that's cute. And then we're just going to stick it right here. And then the knot part, the very center of this little twine bow, is just going to get squished right onto that glue dot, and that's going to hold it really well. All right, and we've got these adhesive backed glitter sequins because I got them before they sold out. So let's apply a little bit of sparkle. I do think I want one right there. So 1, 2, we're going to use 3. Remember to use odd numbers of your embellishments. It's pleasing to the eye, and it causes your eye to move around on the elements of the card and makes it look really nice. All right, so there we have our finished card. This is our little warm wishes card. We've got a cute panel there for a note. And this will fit in a typical size envelope because we kept to the dimensions, even though we started with a really long piece of designer series paper. So that's our project for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing to my channel. That way you'll get notified each and every time I put up a new video here with lots of fun ideas for you. Thanks for stopping in again, and until next time, happy stamping.